Thank you, Alderman Stalford. No one further on this issue, so separate issue, Alderman Patterson.
Thank you very much indeed, Lord Mayor. Lord Mayor, the item that I just want to touch on this evening is B1535, and it is in regarding to Operation Banner, the dedication ceremony. Operation Banner is extremely close to my heart, as having served in Her Majesty's Ulster Defence Regiment during the Troubles in Northern Ireland, this particular event and what has come of the motion that I put down some 5 years ago is going to be extremely special to Belfast City Hall and to all of those who served Northern Ireland during the Troubles. Indeed, I had the immense pleasure as Deputy Lord Mayor in 2006 when Her Majesty the Queen came to Belfast to the King's Hall Showgrounds and presented the Ulster Defence Regiment with their conspicuous Gallantry Cross Medal. This will be included into the Ulster Defence Regiment window in Belfast City Hall, along with a beautiful granite bench with a beautiful inscription on it taken from the motion that I put down. It is going to be somewhere that people can sit, reflect and remember, and God willing, it will be there for all time. We must learn from 40 years of conflict. We must remind ourselves that it must never, ever happen again. Lord Mayor, we spoke about the flag at the start of the meeting tonight. I'm wearing a flag scarf around my neck tonight. And the flag that I love and treasure with all my heart is a flag that I fought for, but countless others died under. Just yesterday, we witnessed 3 brave Scottish soldiers dying in Afghanistan. Their coffins will be coming home with the Union flag draped over it. War and conflict, no matter where it is throughout the world, is wrong, and it is always the innocent who suffer the most. Lord Mayor, I appreciate what has been done by Belfast City Council, and as we move forward to the dedication ceremony of the window and of the granite bench, I would like to thank the members of staff of the Council for working so diligently towards resolving the motion that I put down. It is with pride and with great dignity that I put that motion forward, in remembrance of all of those who had bravery, commitment and dedication, but most of all, sacrifice during 40 years of conflict. Lest we forget, Lord Mayor, lest we forget.
Thank you, Alderman Patterson. Councillor O'Neill.
Lord Mayor, I'm not going to go back over or rehearse again the concerns and issues we have around supporting any celebration or marking of Operation Banner. Operation Banner was an absolute and total disaster for our community, and maybe the alderman across the way would consider that for a moment, that it was a complete and total disaster for our community. It negatively hung heavy over the heads for many, many years of people in our community, and many people lost their lives, were severely injured, lost loved ones, their homes were wrecked, lives were torn apart, people were jailed, innocent people were jailed. It was an absolute nightmare.
The member give way?
No. And can I say this? If the member wants to give us a little history tour concerning the UDR, I'll be responding directly to the comment that she made. The only good thing that happened to UDR, in fact, I'm glad the Remember getting back into the room. The only good thing that ever happened to UDR was its disbandment. That was the only good thing that ever happened to it.
Excuse me. Thank you, Councillor O'Neill. Councillor Jones.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Just want to be brief on this. I welcome the fact that this has reached approval, and I just want to speak in relation to the opening remarks tonight from Councillor Reynolds. And one of the reasons why this was approved is that there was prior discussion, and perhaps they might learn that if they're trying to get things approved in the future.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Alderman Stalford.
To respond to that most ridiculous point that was made, there was actually 6 years of discussion around this issue, and the only reason why it was progressed over the course of the last year and a half is because DUP councillors pushed hard and insisted that it be addressed. The Alliance Party was perfectly happy and content for the proposal to lie on a shelf gathering dust. In terms of the comments that have just been made by the previous speaker from Sinn Féin concerning the nature of Operation Banner, people will, of course, be aware that Operation Banner concerns the involvement of the Army here in this part of the United Kingdom. And people will also be aware as to why the Army had to be brought in to this part of the United Kingdom in the very first instance. And people will also be aware when the councillor uses phrases like lives destroyed, towns wrecked, people's homes wrecked, people's lives ruined. No one do those attributes more suitably fit than the Provisional IRA, who waged war against the civilian population of this country, who murdered people on the basis of their religion. Sectarian criminals is exactly what the Provisional IRA was, and I think it's a shame that an attempt by Alderman Patterson to reflect on the fact that she brought this motion 5 years ago and she's glad that this issue has now been dealt with once and for all should have been used for that. You talk about Councillor O'Neill talks about the interpretation of history. That interpretation of history was worthy of Pravda. So depraved and biased was it. The fact of the matter is that there are thousands of people without husbands, without wives, without loved ones, without children, because of the actions of the Provisional IRA and other terrorist organisations in Northern Ireland. The UDR was not a terrorist organisation, no matter how much provos try to claim otherwise. It was not. It was the forces, the legitimate forces of law and order. And here we have a perfect example, Lord Mayor, of the bitter, mean-spirited nastiness that this party in Belfast, more so than in any other part of Northern Ireland, I suspect, than this party in Belfast exhibits. They demand fairness, they demand equality, they demand respect, but they deny it to their Protestant neighbours, and they deny it to those who served either in the police or in the armed forces, and they continue to deny it to the families of the disappeared, whose whereabouts their cohorts in the IRA know full well where those people are and refuse to give their loved ones any sense of closure. These benches will take no lectures whatever, from a group that's led by the former leader of IRA prisoners in Her Majesty's prison maze. We will take no lectures from that party. And when people talk, people who now seek to make capital out of the whole issue of the maze redevelopment, let me be very clear. Were it up to this party, it would still be a prison. And the people who destroyed this country would still be inside it, where they belong. Thank you, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Stalford. I don't see any other member indicating a willingness to speak on this issue. Councillor McCarthy, new issue, please.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. B 1536, Lord Mayor, traffic congestion in